Wow. Bigger than I thought.
It's just as I remember it.
Yeah?
You didn't tell me you'd been here before.
The hero Ferelden and I came here after the Blight to visit Justinia.
Really?
She was just Dorothea then, a revered mother.
I like it.
It's peaceful here. You must have good memories of this place.
It was a place of comfort. It is good to see it still untouched by Corypheus.
Liliana, is that you?
Sister Natalie, what are you doing here? I thought you were in Val Rayo.
No, I've been here since Justinia died.
I'm here too, by the way.
This place makes me feel like she's still with us.
Inquisitor, this is Natalie, a trusted friend.
Wait, Inquisitor?
Hi.
You brought the Inquisitor here? My lord, forgive me for not recognizing you earlier.
You'll pay penance for that. No. I mean, is that a joke? No, it's fine. I'm not here to be recognized myself.
I wish more people would fail to recognize me.
I see.
Natalie, listen. There is something hidden here. Something Justinia left for me.
Oh, really? What is it?
I don't know, but we'll find it. I'm curious to see what brought us all here.
Okay. So it's just me
Justinia's letter came with instructions for me. They were a little cryptic. Always remember that faith sprung from a barren branch. That light has no fear of darkness. Above all, that strength lives in an open heart.
Interesting.
She must be hinting at something in here. Let's look around.
Always remember.
They still sing verses from the benediction.
Alright, hang on, guys. One bloody second, please. Always remember that faith sprung from a barren branch. Light has no fear of darkness. Above all, that strength lives in an open heart.
Every Friday? That canticle was Justinia's favorite.
Yes, of course. We'd never give up the traditions of our most beloved divine.
That is lovely to hear. I stare up at the breach sometimes. It's terrifying, but beautiful in its way.
It is beautiful.
Have you seen it by sunrise?
When the sun rises through it, it splits into what looks like 1,000 suns, like a broken mirror.
Yes, spectacular, isn't it? You must be careful, Natalie. Justinia's enemies are making their move, vying for position and the Sunburst throne.
This looks about right. We always remember that faith sprung from a barren branch. That speaks to actually Liliana's vision back in Dragon Age Origins.
I was in the cloister in Lothering when the Blight began. There was a lot of fear back then. No one knew what was going to happen, whether we would live or die. And then one morning, I found a single bloom on a dead rose bush. And I thought, even in the midst of all this, life finds a way. The Maker hasn't abandoned us.
Wow, this place, man. It's very fine indeed. Light has no fear of the darkness. And above all, strength lives in an open heart. I see already. Sandraste.
An open heart. Well, that one's quite literal. And morbid. But Justinia always said that compassion was my greatest strength. Doubt is easy. It takes courage to trust.
There it is. Oh, no, it's not. No, I see it though. Hang on. Oh. Here we go.
What was that? Looks like we opened something.
Where? Here? We did. This is a door. Wow. Whoa, hang on.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
I don't understand, but I think this comes together and I trust her, so...
Good old Leliana was playing you the whole time. Didn't you realize?
They never sing the benedictions here on Fridays, Natalie. Something so simple. And you got it so wrong. I wanted to believe, but you were lying from the start. Keep that pretty mouth shut if you must, dear. You've already told me everything I need to know. The prickleweed burrs on your hem, talking about the sun rising through the breach. It all points to a single place. Morel in the Dales, Grand Cleric Victoire's bastion. She sent you, didn't she? Victoire was always an opportunist.
Interesting.
Who is this Grand Cleric? I've never heard of her.
An experienced cleric. She never agreed with Justinia, but kept her ideas to herself. I suppose now, with Justinia dead, she thought she could make her move.
I want to know what this Grand Cleric planned here.
She sent Natalie here to see what Justinia was hiding, no?
The Inquisition has turned Thedas away from the true chantry. It must be stopped.
Stop us? You must be joking.
Mother Victoire is well loved by many. The Inquisition has more enemies than you know.
And Victoire thinks she can ally with them.
Interesting. Well, good.
Good work. We know the name of our enemy. That's half the battle won.
Exactly.
Kill me then. I am not afraid to die for my beliefs. At least I still know what I believe.
Let her go, we filed her.
We don't have to kill her.
No. I must protect the Inquisition. She is an enemy.
I see what you've become. The righteous stand before the darkness, and the Maker shall guide them.
Oh, God.
No! This can't be it. There's nothing here.
Check again. Perhaps the box itself is a puzzle. She seemed the puzzling sort.
No, it's just an empty box. There's a message carved in the lid. The left hand should lay down her burden. She's releasing me.
Oh.
The divine has a long reach, but it is always her left hand that stretches out. 1,000 lies, 1,000 deaths. Her commands, but my conscience that bore the consequences.
Oh, wow.
She apologized in the Fade. She said she failed you. This is what she meant.
Yeah.
All this time, Justinia carried the fear that she was using me, just like I'd been used in the past. But Marjolaine's games were trifles. Justinia gambled with the fate of nations. She needed me. No one else could have done what I did. She knows that.
I agree. It was necessary. We've talked about this recently, actually. Life can be ugly, and it's about finding the goodness in that ugliness.
Sacrifices are necessary. You know that.
I know. And hearing you agree gives me the courage to do what must be done. Justinia tried to save me. But all it's done is made me realize I don't need saving. There is work to be done. I'll see you back at Skyhold.
Ooh. Ooh, checking Liliana at Skyhold on some loot there in the body. She's treachery faithful. Nice dagger. That was grim. I mean, I was considering killing her myself. Something about today in particular, I feel has highlighted a darker side of Markus. Ugh, make her help me. Do what needs to be done. I think all we at the Inquisition, we view a better world, and I think I've just realized that I am willing to do whatever it takes to get it done. And that telling the truth about Andraste, and the fact that she did not pluck me from the Fade, the main reason I blanch at that is because of what I've found out, and not because it's the right thing to do. The world's a little sick. I genuinely think we can help it. And I genuinely think that we might be good people. Every single one of us. In fact, I know we are. But, I worry a darker path might follow than I anticipated. Right, well, I think, let's see. Yeah, we got some stuff to do back then. Yeah. Let's go. Well, I want to cap that off with Liliana first of all, and then we can speak to Vivienne, and maybe we'll chat with people around. In fact, yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna do the rounds in the rest of this episode, and we might end with Liliana just to bookmark the whole thing. I do wonder though. If I said stop torturing yourself is one thing, and it was necessary as the other, those seem like quite similar responses. And I think that it was necessary was my attempt to approach stop torturing yourself with from a logical standpoint. But I wonder if... She said that Justinia tried to save her, but she says she doesn't need saved. Is this her leaving Justinia behind? What a thought. What a thought, the idea that Liliana could be, at this point, so different from the person who was in Dragon Age Origins. She was so great, and her compassion was her absolute greatest strength. And I see less of that here now. She's stiller, more calculating, more ruthless. Closer to the deadliness she held when she was a bard, but with none of the triviality which made it truly evil. She's scary, she's genuinely frightening, and it's very, very cool. And I can only really hold to the age-old adage, I'm glad she's on my side. And I do think it's worth noting that she is only comfortable being what she is because she's confident in the goodness that the Inquisition has at its core. I just hope our methods don't corrupt us. And I think it's important that we keep trying to spare lives when we can. I did say to let that person go, and I sort of wish that she had. She wasn't really a threat, in my opinion. And that is troubling. We'll see. We just keep treading one step after another. Some are going to be rockier than others, and some are going to be rocky but necessary. Some are going to be rocky and unnecessary, and that's where we need to draw the line. If we lose sight of that, then I think we lose everything. Okay, here we go. Let's do the rounds pretty quickly. I'm looking primarily for cutscenes. We'll start with Cassandra. Hi.
You are quite distracting, you know.
Sorry.
Do you have any advice for me?
It seems that Corythia searches for elven artifacts. That's hardly surprising. Tevinter power is based on what those vultures scavenged from the ancient elves. Whatever advantage he hopes to gain, we need to stop him at once.
Okay.
That's enough for now.
We shall speak again soon.
Back in the tavern here. It's loaded in. Sort of. Pleasant surprise.
Oh, Grey Warden, what have you done?
Man, those serving girls are frisky.
Fitting tune.
See you later, Bull.
Nice talking with you, boss.
All is undone. Demons have come to destroy this peace we have.
Training hard, Inquisitor. You have the best people, and we're gonna help.
Cool.
Right, that's why.
Nice to see some confidence in there.
Just walking free.
That was a decision, and it was well considered.
After what he did,
I knew many killed in war. Sadly, in a game of power decided by heirs, only one target matters.
I'll keep you a cold prick.
Thank
you. Know that.
Yeah. Weird.
There's you, yes?
Huh? Oh, right. I thought it said I'm not interested in you, and that was... No, we're good.
I'll be back if I need you.
Go on.
I thought it says I'm not interested in you. From what I hear, Sarah's gay. So, yeah, I was just thinking, weird.
Welcome back.
She's still behind the curtains in the reading room, watching the blood pool on the floor.
Yeah, I don't know that movie either, I'm afraid.
I'll talk to you later.
If you like.
Just touching base. Honestly, quite pleased with how quickly I'm getting through this so far. Oh, here we are. So there's gonna be nada out that way, right? Yeah, we got Blackwall to speak to, definitely. Blackwall, Blackheart. Cullen first, though. Or not. Every time, goddamn. Fix these damn rooms. Give them something to do.
She insists it's not impossible.
Was there
sir.
something you needed? Is there anything I should know?
Many of our recruits viewed the Grey Wardens as heroes. To see how far they've fallen, it's disheartening.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Alright, it's fine.
That's all for now.
Should you require anything, I'll be here.
Let's go across the bridge. Make a change of it. I wonder if Solus has anything you to say after... oh, hi. Snuck up on me there, buddy.
How can I help?
Not sure. Oh, we got some new stuff here. Huh.
I'd be interested in hearing your opinions on elven culture.
Perhaps you could ask Sarah. She has opinions.
Investment of that. You don't seem to like her.
You don't much care for Sarah, do you?
I pity her. Although I imagine she would detest that. Perhaps in truth, I envy her. She has a purity of purpose that I lack. I have observed too much and done too little. What do you wish to know?
That's interesting that you say that. So why would you pity her in that case? Because she does have a purity of purpose. That's one of the things I kind of like about her. Oh, God.
I'd like to know more about the elves from before our time.
The Dalish strive to remember Hallam Shiral. But Hallam Shiral was merely a fumbling attempt to recreate a forgotten land.
Arlathan.
Elvanan was the empire, and Arlathan its greatest city. Place of magic and beauty, lost to time.
Yeah?
You've studied ancient elves. What else do you know of Arlathan?
We hear stories of them living in trees, and imagine wooden ramps or Dalish Erebels. Imagine instead spires of crystal twining through the branches, palaces floating among the clouds. Imagine beings who lived forever, for whom magic was as natural as breathing.
Jeez.
That is what was lost.
That was the reality? Well, I guess assumed those were all just stories concerning the groundedness of the place we live in.
I've heard tales that Dalish magic is different from the magic I learned in the Circle.
No and yes. Magic is magic, just as water is water.
Yeah.
But it can be used in different ways. Dalish magic is more practical, not needing chantry approval, although they still frown on blood magic. Superstition. Much of it is more subtle. A legacy from when elves were immortal.
That's interesting.
Legends of elven immortality. Did they use magic to increase their lifespan?
No. It was simply part of being elven. The subtle beauty of their magic was the effect, not the cause of their nature.
Right.
Some spells took years to cast. Echoes would linger for centuries, harmonizing with new magic in an unending symphony. It must have been beautiful.
It must have been.
You said that the censure against blood magic was a superstition.
I did. It's fortunate Cassandra is not within earshot. Most modern cultures forbid blood magic. Publicly, even Tevinter disapproves of it. But as I said, magic is magic. It matters only in how it is used.
That's true. I agree.
To be honest, I don't see it as different from any other magic. It's a means to an end.
Indeed. The problem is that under the Chantry, blood magic is forbidden, so only criminals practice it. While in Tevinter, magisters compete with each other instead of keeping their volatile friends in check. They always succeed through power, so they have never had the chance to learn another way.
That's interesting, and I think maybe true. Why do I feel like this session, despite being side quest session, has really changed the way that I see Markus? I guess we only go situation by situation. It must have just been the situations that have come up in this session. Something about them have been a little bit more true neutral, if you like. I don't know, Markus has always been defined, I guess, by him trying to do his very best. That's every character I play in an RPG, I latch on to basically a single concept, which is like the core of that character, which I construct them around. For Nathan, it was his sense of duty and his hatred of the Darkspawn, at least in Dragon Age Origins, and then that was fun because I got to kind of challenge that in Awakening with the Architect being a sentient and non-hostile Darkspawn. In Dragon Age 2, I struggled to find that purpose for a little while, but eventually it started out just being family, but then that started to kind of drop off like mosquitoes, and eventually it became freedom. Like, that's the concept that he went for, freedom to choose, freedom of everything. And for Markus, it's been kind of a unique experience because beyond any kind of like moral stuff, he came to the Conclave with a vision of wanting to, you know, restore what the Circle could be, the status quo is like. So he was a centrist, if you like. And that was fine, but it wasn't compelling enough to form the core of his character. So, going beyond that, he was an idealist. And he signed on to the Inquisition because he wanted to help people, so that was one thing. So yeah, okay, goodness fairly at the core then, but slowly but surely it's become more about the responsibility of the Inquisitor. Him trying to do the best that he can in every situation to save as many lives as possible, to consolidate power as much as possible, to stop Corypheus, but also to fix the world. And is it possible that as a result, that is starting to eclipse the goodness which sort of formed him at the beginning? I think that might be what's happening. I gotta say, I'm finding it kind of interesting. Dragon Age has never had a morality meter, which is something I've always really appreciated. Not that I minded it much in Mass Effect or in Knights of the Old Republic, but it was a little bit restricting. The characters I've played have been... I suppose Nathan was the most straight-up heroic, but all of them fought for what they believed in. But I don't know, Markus has potential to go darker than Nathan or Hawk ever did, if he thinks that it's necessary. But we'll see. We will see if it is necessary. Okay,
What can you tell me about elves living in human cities?
The culture in alienages or among the slaves of Tevinter is like any of the impoverished and powerless. They cling to memories of a better past. and practice a few rituals to distinguish themselves from humans.
Yeah? Well, that's a direct answer.
I'd like to know more about the Dalish elves.
It is a mistake to think of the Dalish as a single group. They have lived as separate clans for centuries now. As a consequence, each clan has learned, interpreted, and forgotten different parts of elven history. Some trade freely with humans, or adopt city elves who flee the alienages. Others attack humans on sight.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Thanks, Silas. Good talk. Okay, this way. Hey, Dee.
Marvelous business, the Winter Palace. You saved an empress, and now she's eating out of your hand. Perfect mental image. All this dancing, politics, and murder makes me a bit homesick.
Yeah. Yep.
Happy to oblige. A taste of home just for you.
Not just for me. Fun for the whole family.
Perhaps I should have invited some.
We were there. That's what counts. I hope you tried the ham they were serving, by the way. Tasted of despair. Fascinating.
I should go.
Try not to kill anyone without me.
I like the idea that my companions were all there at the Winter Palace, even the ones that I didn't take with me. It was just the ones who I picked as my party were kind of the most involved around the place. Hello, did you steal the table again? Yeah, once it's loaded in. We have a mayor to judge as well, which I suppose I'll just nip and do after I speak to Varric. Oh, hurry up your passion. Do the thing. For goodness sake, import the statues. It'd be much easier if you didn't bring them out of the room every single time. There you go. Other people can enjoy them as well, not just me.
Need something? Or are you just here to admire the dwarf?
Consistent decoration. Bye.
Carry on.
Admire the dwarf. It's a strange turn of phrase. Who we got left? Not really too many. I mean, Josephine, I guess. We have war table operations and stuff. I can't really be arsed with that.
I was hoping you'd be by.
Yeah?
We've received letters from Archon Redanus of Tevinter and King Markus of Nevada. For both monarchs to come to us is nearly unheard of.
And a second Marcus.
And the Inquisition's deeds have won their respect.
They'd never have contacted us otherwise. Archon Redanus requests that the Inquisition, as a neutral party, destroy a venatory cult on the Nevaran-Tevinter border. King Markus asks the same, but demands we pledge allegiance to Nevara instead of Tevinter.
Fuck you. What would you do?
What course of action would you take if you were in my place?
Strained as their relationship with Orlais is, I would assist the Imperium. Their friendship is difficult to win, and Marcus is a fading power. Tevinter is the longer, richer gain.
Makes sense. I mean, I'm probably going to select this, but I'm curious as to your stuff anyway.
What sort of man is the King of Navarra?
At this point, elderly. Many fear his health will soon fail him. Still, he is a Pentagast. Their dynasty is exceptionally strong in Navarra.
Interesting.
As a Pentagast, will Cassandra be upset if we don't help her relatives?
With all respect to Sikar Pentagast, her interest in politics is best described as thin.
Why is the ruler of Tevinter turning on the Venatori?
He has little reason to love them. Archon Redanus has rightly identified Corypheus as competition. Few monarchs relish a self-styled god showing up to claim their throne.
That's very true. Very true.
Tell me about Redanus.
Like most Tevinter rulers, he's heir to an ancient bloodline, politically shrewd, and a highly skilled mage. Rumor also claims he has an incredibly soft spot for cats.
Well, that humanizes him somewhat. I don't think there's any reason not to do this.
I actually have relatives in Navarra. If you reason with the Archon, the Trevelyans can persuade King Markus we should help both countries.
Letting the Inquisition curry favor with both Tevinter and Nevada. Most ideal.
Lucky us. Anybody downstairs? I mean, we can do this on the way to Blackwall, and then we'll start like having some real conversations, because I think that is it. I don't think I'm forgetting anybody. Whoa. That Quizmaster guy is just gone, isn't he? Like he's glitched or something. I don't know. Oh well. Alright, well, now we speak to a black wall. See how he's doing. He might be doing okay. He accepted redemption. Well, he accepted the chance to atone, and that affirmative action, that honest affirmative action, could have set him on the right path.
Inquisitor?
How shall I refer to you? Rainier or Blackwall?
I've gotten used to Blackwall. Perhaps we could treat it as less of a name and more of a title. Almost like Inquisitor. Reminds me of what I ought to be.
Yeah, noble sentiment.
Everyone needs something to aspire to.
Exactly. I'm glad you understand.
Because it was always less about the promises that you made and more your ability to choose them, Blackwall.
Nothing right now. Perhaps in a bit.
I'll try my best not to call you Tom. Because like a certain famous Voldemort...
Greetings, your worship.
Ha, bet you thought I died at my keyboard because I said the name. Like a certain famous Harry Potter character.
Inquisitor?
I only really do it to wind him up. Where am I going? I spoke to Cassandra. Let's speak with Vivienne. Hopefully not that way, actually. That's Solus. And so Vivienne should be this way. And then we can go. Speak to Liliana. Lastly, and that'll probably do it for this episode. This way? This way.
If you require any assistance.
I don't, boss.
What can I do for you, my dear? Is it too much to hope that you've brought me the heart of the snowy wyvern?
You're bloody there. I've got the heart. I've got it.
I've brought you the heart as requested.
Inquisitor, you are a treasure. Please accept this as your payment. I must begin work immediately. You have been a dear friend, and I would like you to come with me.
Oh, are we going somewhere? I'm getting whisked away. Whisk. Interesting. You okay?
This should only take a moment, Inquisitor. I'm here, my darling.
Vivienne,
Yes, darling.
it's going to be all right, my love.
My darling? Bastian?
Vivienne, I'm sorry.
There's nothing here now.
I think we just killed that guy. Was that the person whose mistress she was, I guess? Bastian. I mean, is that it? I think I need to go speak with her again. I feel like that was a... Oh, I really don't know. A mercy or a quest from them?
Hear what they did? Well, yes, that was the crime.
If so, I'm glad I never pushed. Oh. A suitable replacement for the Prometheus root must be derived, as the plant went extinct during the Second Blight. Dried red moss cut from a wandering hill has shown similar restorative effects. An emulsion of silverite and elfrit extract can counteract the fatal toxicity of red moss. Solution must be heated for exactly 75 minutes with magical flame. Mundane fires, regardless of fuel type, have been found to burn at too low a temperature. The heart of the snowy wyvern must be added at the last possible moment. The compound becomes unstable when exposed to light. Even if stored in perfect darkness, it is only viable for 3 days. It begins to degrade in potency in a matter of hours, and experimentation has shown that the age regression effects decreases steadily over time from the moment it is synthesized. By the second day, the results are almost too subtle to detect, and by the third, it is entirely useless.
Is this a youth serum? I've never seen alchemy this complex. Where did she get it?
This is crazy.
Bastien is dead. I can hardly believe.
Right.
It was the Wintersend Ball. My first visit to the Imperial Palace. The Circle sent a dozen of us to entertain the nobility. I was in awe of everyone and everything, and then our eyes met. Bastien spent the entire ball at my side. The Dowager tried to have him killed for slighting her, but he didn't care.
Obviously he was smitten. But what did you think of him?
He was a dashing rogue, and any defects he might have had were made up for with rank and importance. It was a more innocent time, I suppose. And now he's gone, and I must write to his son Laurent. And his sister will make a terrible fuss if she isn't informed first. And I'll need to arrange for the chantry services. Maker only knows how long that will take.
If I can help you, just say the word.
No, my dear. I'll handle everything. Excuse me, I have so much to do.
Looks like we tried to save his life. Enchanter's seat. Enchanter's seat, you say? You tried to save his life, but it came just too late? She seemed very sad, even on approaching him. I feel like we got a window into Vivienne's life there, but I'm not entirely sure I understand everything I saw. But I also know that I don't necessarily need to.
Serve the Lord who loaded his
I quite like that. Second movement you thrown. We can try it out at least for the mayor. For Vivienne. She cares a lot about her friends. Some people hate her, but she's very, very sad. A dear friend of hers obviously just died. Simple as that. Lying to her. I don't know. Oh, interesting. That's cool. I mean, it's not fully adorned yet, obviously. We don't have the accessory. I forget how to get the accessory for a different throne. Let's try it out, though.
Mayor Gregory Dedrick of Crestwood is present for betraying his own constituents. He confesses that, 10 years ago, he flooded Old Crestwood to kill refugees and villagers touched by the Blight. The mayor claims it was to spare the rest of Crestwood, but we only have his word.
Father?
If the mayor has anything to say in his defense, let him speak.
There's no cure for the Blight. But I couldn't convince anyone to leave a sick child or husband behind.
So you herded the infected into one place and flooded Old Crestwood. Were no innocents caught in the waters?
Nearly everyone in the village had the Blight. I swear it. Have mercy. I couldn't tell the survivors I'd drowned their own families to save them. I couldn't.
Mercy, I couldn't tell the survivors had drowned their own families to save them. I couldn't. I know, but you still remained in the seat of power. You should have given up that position of trust. Confessed, then ran. Do I believe him about the Blight? I think I do. But he's generalizing as well. Oh, it's the best I can do.
You lied for 10 years about your crime, then fled after confessing your guilt. For avoiding justice, you are exiled from Ferelden. I doubt the Crown will disagree.
I knew your coming meant the end, one way or another.
Best I can do. Simple, yeah, simple one. It didn't seem like a bad guy, just somebody caught in an impossible decision. We've all been there at this point. And last but not least, we need to check on Lyanna, and then I'm probably going to call it for today. I don't think this will end this burst of episodes, because let's see, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this would be the 6th episode. So we need a few more in order to kind of like have a decent run at Dragon Age Origins. So likely I will finish up today and then go to Emprise de Lyon next time and do kind of a few quests in that. Again, I want to emphasize, not the same way I approach the Exalted Plains or even the Western approach.
Scrambling after the loss of her agent.
Good. Her support base is in Morale. Tear it down.
Dear Liliana, you'll be happy to learn that your friends are doing well. Schmooples II is still unhappy about his meal plan and tries to get into the pantry. I had to have a bolt installed, and now he whines constantly. He did anyway. The two little ones are still a handful, but good news, I've managed to discourage Bolette from relieving herself on the silk rug Justinia gave you. Felicienne, from 2 doors over, has been visiting almost every day to play with the nugs. She's quite delightful, and Schmooples II is fond of her. I suspect it is because she brings him sweets from her father's shop. I had to ask her governess to keep her from visiting the house, however, as someone tried to infiltrate it 2 nights ago, an agent of one of the Blanchards, hoping to uncover some of the Nightingale's secrets. I neutralized and interrogated him. His ability to withstand questioning was deplorable. Someone needs to talk about the Blanchards and their spies. All I had to do was put Schmooples II in his face and tell him that I hadn't fed the creature that day. Your pet played his part admirably. I received your orders and will depart for Ferelden as soon as possible. I have arranged for Garter to take over Nug Keeping. Goodness me. Oh, it's one of those subterranean bunny pigs. One of my favourite lines from...
Grand Cleric Victoire wishes to make an enemy of the Inquisition. I'll give her what she wants. Doesn't Victoire have a young cousin? Lord Firmin? She dotes on him.
Yes, mistress. I believe that is so.
Good. Have him collected. He shall be an honored guest, and make sure the Grand Cleric hears about it.
At your command.
Not liking the sight of you, Liliana.
You're dealing with the Grand Cleric a little harshly, don't you think?
Harsh times call for harsh measures, Inquisitor. You see, when I'm ruthless, it gets us where we need to be. It's something to be proud of. Why fix it? How funny that her regret is what finally puts my own to rest. I chose to become her left hand, knowing what it meant. It was my weakness that stopped me from fully committing to my task.
It wasn't a weakness, Liliana.
You have a good heart. It's not a weakness.
You are too kind, Inquisitor. Call it what it is. The Inquisition needs me just as the Divine did, to do what no one else dares. Death and deception are my trade. It is what I am. It is what I always will be.
That's kind of sad. That's very, very sad, in fact. I don't feel like we had a huge amount of opportunity to turn her from this path. Where is it? God. Well, she's... That's Var... Yeah, I knew that was going to be Varric. Yeah, another... Yeah. Again, no recap, just pretty much a dump of the text that was at the end, or at the beginning towards thing. I don't know. What was perseverance? No, it's not that. What the hell? Why was perseverance under there? I need to go speak to Cullen. Whoop, this way. That makes me genuinely sad, because the deception and the lies are not the person that Nathan fell in love with. Not the person I genuinely cared about. That was her skill set. But it was balanced against this greatness that was her devotion and her compassion. What did I do wrong to turn her from that? How did Markus break Liliana? I don't think there was a major choice that I could have made. I asked her to let the other one go. To let the sister, or whatever you call it, go from Valence. And I said it was necessary what she'd done, but that's the only choice that I can think back to. Oh dear. Oh dear, Liliana. I'm no longer sure about her capacity to be divine, certainly. I need to speak to her more about that, I suppose. Hey.
At your service.
No, I guess not. I don't know why it's a quest to complete perseverance. That may have been.
Have other matters to attend.
That may have been a glitch, because that quest has been completed for a little while. Well, that's interesting, especially considering what I said before with Markus's potential to go dark, but that made him quite uncomfortable. Liliana is reveling in it at the moment, and there's a line there somewhere. I don't know, I think we've explored the corners of where Markus is willing to go and maybe have a better idea of what he'd be willing to do. And where he is uncomfortable. And Liliana, for a time there, became somebody who was starting to become more human to him, I suppose. And now that just seems to have all been gone, and I'm genuinely a little in mourning over that. But oh well. As far as I can tell, she chose her own path. And maybe it's not up to Markus to fix it. Maybe I can just make use of those talents that she undoubtedly has. It wasn't like she said kill the cousin, but the cousin is now a hostage. A good heart is not a weakness, it's a strength. And dealing with the duality that a good heart causes when you have to take harsh action is a strength. Surrendering a good heart in order to do what must be done is a weakness. It might be just as effective practically, but we're hearts and minds, people, hearts and minds. Hell with this. What a hell of an introspective session. I think most people don't mind the musings of Markus the Inquisitor sometimes, but I don't know, I feel just a little morose after that. And if there was something that I did that led to that outcome, I guess I'd be interested to hear it, as long as it's not going to spoil anything for what's coming up, obviously. Although, I don't know, I think if I learned that it was Markus's fault that Liliana appeared to regress somewhat, I don't know. Might kill me a little bit. Might kill me. Alright, well that was this episode of Dragon Age Inquisition, everybody. And the next episode, I think we're going to go over to Emprise de Leon and do some stuff there before kind of getting back on what I consider kind of one of the more major quests, and that would be Under Her Skin. But we have stuff to do. I think we can hit that, and this. So we'll take Blackwell, Cassandra, and Varric along to Emprise de Leon and see what we can get done there. And after that, do Under Her Skin, and maybe think about putting a new divine on the throne. So far, our options are Cassandra and Liliana. After today, I'm no longer sure that Liliana would be good for the task, but it might put her back on the right course, but I think that's a bit of a risk to take. Cassandra feels like the right choice, unfortunately, and this would mean her leaving me permanently, and that's all there is to it. I don't know what I'm going to do about that until the time comes. Maybe there's another option. We need to investigate it further. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next one.